So the other day I was boohoo whining and crying, and I was thinking, YouTube doesn't work, Etsy doesn't work, affiliate marketing doesn't work, for on demand doesn't work. All those videos I've been watching, they're all lying. They're just gimmicks. They're all snake oil salesmen because obviously I have been doing everything right and nothing is working. Right? Well, I took a cold hard look at myself in the mirror and I said, girl, when was the last time you made a video? When was the last time you checked all your keywords on your Etsy listing to make sure that they're right? When's the last time you optimized everything and set it up in your Pinterest account? When is the last time you actually added a blog post to your affiliate website? I couldn't make a video because the sun wasn't right. I waited too long. And I couldn't find my mascara. I was kind of tired, so I'm sure that would show in the video. And this wall behind me is like not the best decoration. I gotta take a shower so I can do my hair, so I can do my makeup, and I have to go do the laundry so I can find just the right shirt I can wear. I watched a video last night about these two girls talking, and one of them's eyelashes looked like a spider with his legs stuck together. I mean, it was really bad. But you know what? She had just posted that video 3 days ago and had 4,000 views. So don't look at my eyelashes. So I started looking back, and for my Etsy shop, I could go to ChatGPT and I could say, help me optimize these descriptions, help me optimize this title, help me find the keywords and the tags that I need, read a couple of articles on the best practices for setting all of this stuff up. I know that that's there, but did I do it? No. So all of a sudden, my confidence that I can do this thing turned into, maybe I can't do it. Maybe I'm just not good at it. Maybe I'm not good with the follow through. I can make the plans, but I'm not a detailed person, so it will never work for me. Then I started living with the mantra of, I can't do it. I'm not good enough. I'm not one of those people who can stick to it and make it happen. But here's the thing. That's not true. I have the proof. At one point, I trained for a 20-week couch to half marathon race. I couldn't even walk around the block when I first started, but I did finish that race. I have the medal to prove it. About 6 years ago, I made the decision that I was going to lose weight and get healthy. And I lost 100 pounds. But you know what? It took me 5 years. 5 years, you say. You hear about the miracle transformations that happen in 2 weeks. I lost 100 pounds in 2 weeks. No, it took 5 years for me. That's because I started up, down, back, and forth. But I actually never quit. I kept going. I veered off the path. I tripped and fell off the path a couple of times. I forgot about the path a couple of times. But I always got back on the path. And I kept going because quitting was not going to be an option. At the half marathon, I told everybody, I told all my friends, they looked at me like I was crazy. But I wanted everybody to know that I was doing this because if I quit, I didn't want everybody to know I was going to fail. I wanted my girls to be able to say, Mom did this, and so can I. And Mom did these things, and so can they. And so can I. I did these things, and so can I. I can do them again. But I kept buying that story, and it was keeping me stuck. But when I really look at the evidence, I'm not wrong about myself. I'm not someone who cannot follow through. Instead of acknowledging that, I blamed my character. I took it out on myself. And then something finally clicked. Every one of those paths have been interrupted, and instead of asking, what's the next step? Where do I go from here? I let that pause turn into a verdict about who I am. The wrong verdict. I kept trying to restart where I left off instead of trying to step back onto the path based on where I am now in my life. And when that felt impossible, I told myself the lie that I can't follow through. So this time I'm doing it differently. I'm not just trying to fix everything and as if it was never messed up. I'm not trying to catch up or prove anything. I'm going to choose a re-entry over restart. Look at where I'm at from now and move forward from that point. Not try to change the past, start again, and then go forward. I'm here now, and this is where I'm coming in now, and I'm going now. Be one video, imperfect, filmed when the sun is gone. One Etsy improvement, maybe fix the banner or a title. One affiliate action, add another article, add another Pinterest pin. And I'm trying that same method. I'm telling everybody about it. This is what I've done. This is what I'm going to do. You wait and see. I want to hold myself up, hold my head up with pride. And yes, pride's not always a bad thing. I want my girls to say again, Mom was able to do it, and so can I. Mom got off the path, but she got back on the path, and so can I. I'm not an awful person because of it. In fact, I'm a pretty good person because of it. You can re-enter. But also here is a really key point. Yeah, I'm not going to beat myself up for veering off the path. I am going to allow myself to re-enter the path. But I am also going to accept responsibility for what I do when I'm on the path. Yes, I still have to do the work. I still have to plan it. I still have to schedule it. I still have to do the work. That is my responsibility because all of the getting on the path is not going to do anything if I don't do anything. So I have responsibility. This is where I say, this was my fault, my doing, but I am not a bad person for it, and I can re-enter and keep moving on. I remember being in the midst of doing what I was doing and realizing I really didn't know what I was doing. And I'm very uncomfortable being clumsy, not knowing, being ill-informed, and making mistakes. I know. So I know the textbook explanations of things. I've watched a lot of YouTube videos. I already knew what the YouTube videos were going to say because I watched a ton of them. I was already telling myself it was futile. That I really wasn't going to make it. I stumbled along too many times. One, it was like that devil angel thing on the shoulder. You can't do it because you don't know. You don't have the experience. Everybody's done it before you. Don't even bother. You're too late to the game. You don't have the creativity. This side is saying, girl, you've all done so many things that you've never tried before, that you ended up being really good at, and then you can change the world in which you're working and make it fit you, and you've got it, and you can do it, and don't take no for an answer. So I'd have these conflicting conversations going on in my head, and sometimes I fell for the wrong one. Sometimes I listened to that little old devil on my shoulder saying I didn't have it in me. So now this voice is getting louder. So it's not, this guy's wrong. Flip him up. Oh, that was my ring. So this is the voice is lying. This voice is a liar. I know this girl on this side and she can do it. But I was in a terrain that I didn't know, in a land that was really new to me. And I felt way behind the curve. There's no clear markers, no guarantees. There's really no proof that I could do it after all of the work that I was doing. I was spinning my wheels, headed into what I thought was the right direction. That's when the work stopped feeling like progress and it started feeling like risk. And then this voice would get louder. But my ring, I just flicked right off that shoulder and I got to squish it and I have to make this voice louder because I can do it. I've done it. I proved to myself that I could do these things. What did I say in that last video? I will succeed. And I want anybody to know who's lost faith in themselves to think that they can't do it, they just can't follow through, they just don't have it in them, to see this and know that tripping, pausing, or veering off the path doesn't disqualify you. You can re-enter. There is a path back to the path. And you can do it with your head held high. That's a tongue twister. And you can do it with your head held high. I wasn't bad at this. I just hadn't stayed long enough to find out. So I'm back on the path. Here's my video to prove it. And we'll see how it goes, because I'm broadcasting this. The finish line is still there. I just haven't reached it yet, but I'm still in the race. GoMomma.